It's Ray from Pro Shaper Workshop in Charlton, Massachusetts. Look what we got. We have a new Vulcan 205 welder to try out. So Mark did the heavy job of taking it out of the box. So all I got to do is just take its underwear off here, and we'll get this thing cranking up in a few minutes. So if you're new to my channel, remember you got to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell. Tell your friends. All right, first impression. Looks pretty good. I would say about 50 pounds. 50 pounds gets more and more heavy as you get older too, let me tell you. I just happen to have a Vulcan welder stand. This actually belongs to my volunteer. And I said, Jim, that's your welder stand. He says, no, I don't think so. So it's now my welder stand, I guess. So we'll get these boxes opened up. We'll get it all set up. And then we'll come back. That's got a nice looking foot pedal. That's a high quality foot pedal. Usually the problem on the foot pedal is they take a lot of abuse getting kicked around, and the wire will be stressed right here. It'd be nice to have a little metal armor around there where it goes through, and that would protect the wire. If it's going to break, it's going to break right there. But that's a pretty nice little pedal. The Argon gauge, I guess. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, it's a gauge rather than a flow meter. That's okay. That worked fine. There's the adjustment. Let's see what the torch looks like. And it's a number 17 torch. You get common parts for that. It's easy to get spare cups and all that other stuff for it. I think this is dual voltage. What do we have here? Okay, that looks like a 220 plug there, but I don't use that format, so that'll be a problem. And that looks like a 220 plug too. Oh no, there we go, that's the right one. That's the right plug for that end. Oh, okay, no, that's what the interfaces with the welder itself. My mistake. And that's your hose. What do we got here? A Vulcan sheet metal gauge. I don't need this. I have my micrometer. But nice made piece. Has the Vulcan name on it. It's pretty cool. So we'll run it on 220. We'll get better results out of 220. Usually they're full power at 220. A little reduced power at 110. 8 or 9 foot cord. That's pretty good length. And that goes in one way because it's got a little jog in it here. Acetylene, our Argon line. Well, this is interesting. A lot of the welders today, they're European standard, and they have to have the switch in the back. This looks like it has the switch in the front, so I like that. I like the switch in the front. It's more user-friendly. I don't know why they put the switch in the back. Doesn't make sense to me. All right, we'll leave that in reserve. The 110 curve cord. And then this. Now some of them, the Everlast, the ground goes into the positive side. So let's see, no, yeah. The torch wants to be on the negative side, which I don't understand, but I guess that's the way they do them. It looks like a pretty robust ground cable hookup. The clamp looks heavy enough. Hey, that one went in a lot easier than the torch side. Where's this one hook up? Right in the front, I hope. This got a nice long cord with it. Really long. There's a different zip code on this one. So generally these go in one way. They're usually keyed somehow. Let me see the key. Okay, the key. Is there one spot? I don't see the key. We'll try it at the top. Okay, I guess it was right at the top. There's a little white dot on there to visually guide you, which was nice. Now, this lead is probably a 12-footer, 10 to 12-footer. So I don't know why they have such much longer foot pedal. The foot pedal's got to be, let's see how long that is.
We're walking.
The foot pedal's got to be 20 foot, at least. All right, we got it all set up on the stand here. Got everything hooked in. Actually, they had a nice little picture display to make sure. And then when you do the stick welding, the ground is over here, and then the positive is on this side, and it's vice versa when you TIG weld. So TIG welding, this is the negative side, and the ground is the positive side. So we got the gas on and plugged in for the first time, and we have the start button right in the front here, right here. See if it lights up. It lights up. Now we got to set all the settings. I have no clue what the settings are going to be yet here. So I might have to refer it to the book. I'm not sure. So, what do we got here? Okay, that's amperage. So what do we have here? We've got TIG. DC is what we want. I'm going to do steel first. All right, that's DC stick, AC, TIG. So, okay, there's your three options. So, AC TIG, DC TIG, and stick welding. So we're going to be doing the DC TIG first here, and then we'll check this one out. What's this one do? This is pre-flow. Yeah, 0.03. We'll give it, let's see, try that again. Pre-flow, we'll try 5. Post-flow, we'll give that a little bit more. We'll give this 6. These are just the initial settings. Sometimes they turn, no, this is just incremental here, so 6. Pulse on or off. Right now I'll get it off. Amperage, we're doing 20 gauge, 35 thousandths. We'll give it 35, 1 amp for every thickness of the every thousandth of a metal. Pre-flow, post-flow, pulse on or off. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Nice interface, pretty easy. I guess there's no memory in this one, but I don't see it yet anyways. So it should fire up. Now on the torch, it came with just a standard, the torch is a little heavy, but you can put a better, lighter torch if you wanted to, very easy. It probably cost you another couple $100 to get a lighter torch. So it didn't have a gas lens, so I put the gas lens in, and I had to dig through my box of accessories to find this little filler piece in here, so this would seal up nice. And I don't like the long knob on the end.
That's what she said.
So I've got the little button knob on there, and I use 2% lanthanated 3/32. So we'll fire this up and see what it does. This is all new line and everything, new regulator, so you want to purge that all out to make sure you get all the oxygen out of there. So I got the post flow going now. I'll let that run for a little bit.
How are you getting that to run?
Well, I got to push the pedal down, and that actuates the flow, the argon flow, and then I got a post flow of I think 6 seconds. So we'll hit it, you know, probably 10 times to clean it out good here. All right, looks like we are going to have to shield the electronics here because it kills our sound. So we're trying the tinfoil aluminum hat. See if that will shield it. All right, here we go. Let's see if it knocks the sound out. Mark, give me a report. Is it out?
Nope.
Breakthrough. The aluminum shielding on the wireless mic works. I'm gonna run my first bead here. Again, I got a 3/32 rod, 2% lanthanated. And the welding rod is 030 steel. All right, I'm going to do some fusion tacks here. And 20 gauge is a little tricky because it burns through real easy. The only thing I'm not liking is this cord. It's pretty heavy and it's twisting me, and it wants to go like this. So I definitely want to put another torch on here at some point. It's just too cumbersome. All right, so let's try a fusion weld right there. I tacked it up. All right, so that's pretty sweet. Now I'm going to try doing a fusion weld with the pulse. Well, I have to read the book, but it looks like the pulse is either on or off, and there doesn't seem to be any adjustment on it, but I might be wrong. I got to check. We'll just try it with the pulse here. That's a whole new ball game. That's beautiful. Now I might not have gotten penetration. I don't know. Let me see. It's not too bad. Probably could go up with the amperage just a little bit. This one was open too over here, so I probably could crank it to 40 amps. But I'm really impressed with that pulse on this machine. Now just cleaning up the aluminum blanks here. We got 060 aluminum. And we'll clamp this up. try running a couple beads with and without the pulse. And this is with straight argon. I don't intend this video to be a definitive critique or examination of the Vulcan welder. It's just basically scratching the surface here to learn the interface and to show the hookup and setup on it and what my initial impression is. But we'll do a really good video later on. We'll compare it head to head with the Everlast. My initial impression, this is a better welder than the Everlast, and it was less money too. So let me get an aluminum rod and we'll try some aluminum welding. Now, for doing the aluminum, you have to change the settings. This is your mode, and right now I'm on, there's only 3 modes. There's the DC, stick welding, and AC. So you choose the mode. That's the mode now, AC. And then this is all your options here. So you have pre-flow, I put it at 0.6. I've got, this is the frequency, I've got it at 160, and that's as high as it'll go. And then the percentage, this is the cleaning versus the penetration. And I think 70 is where I want to be on this machine. I'll know in a few minutes. And then we have post flow, I got it 6.1. We have the pulse off, and I have 66 amps. And that's the pre-flow. So it's a simpler interface than the Everlast, but we'll get into that again when we do the really in-depth one. So let's just do our first aluminum welds with the Vulcan now. So there's my cleaning action. I got really nice cleaning action. It's a great startup on the high frequency. And not enough penetration. I'm going to have to go up on my amps a little bit. I went up to 80 amps. We'll put a weld right next to that one and see what happens. Much better. 80 amps works better. We're getting some penetration. Let's do some tacks here. We'll do fusion tacks. Alright, so now we've got it hooked up to the Argon helium. I'm going to purge that Argon out again here a couple times through. It's a 50-50 mix, and I'll do a little bead right here. Alright, that should have purged the argon out. Now let's see if we can fusion this up. It's a little open, so I don't know if I can. I had a little gap there, and maybe I picked up, yeah, I picked up a little on the rod too, so I'll have to grind the rod a little bit. It wasn't the best of tests because it wasn't even. It was open, so oxygen was coming through. Let me grind off this aluminum, and we'll be all set. Run the other side. Let me just clean that for a second. All right, so I did add rod on this one. It's really not a good test. I'd probably want to do that again. We'll let that cool down so I don't bend it hot. Because when it's bent hot, aluminum is a little bit crumbly when it's hot, so it might not have been fair for that first test, which was a fusion, and this was add rod. What I'm going to do now is just, again, just to do a test drive, is to do the pulse function. So we got to get that going. Let's see. It's a simple on-off. You can't adjust the pulse rate, as far as I know. I have to read the book. So I'm going to run a bead with the pulse over here and see what happens. So I cooled it off here, and of course I added rod on this one. Let's see if this one, what this one does. So far it looks good, because there was a lot more heat in this one too. And it's doing exactly what it should be doing. If your weld is good, it'll break on the side of the weld. Now the first one broke, but again I was hot and it was just a fusion weld. There's no rod added. If I ground this down, it would be actually a better test, but this isn't the definitive test of this machine. This is just the unboxing and familiarizing myself with a few of the functions of it and its various parameters that it has. And overall, I have to come away with, I'm I'm very impressed with the welder. It's a very nice welder. It might become my favorite aluminum welder. It may be the steel too, I don't know. I've wondered why I've waited so long to buy the Vulcan. So we'll make another video doing a more intensive test of it, and also a direct comparison with the Everlast. Well, the Everlasts are over here now, but this weld, of course, was done also. I have to say that I'm adding the Argon, which creates more heat. Aluminum loves heat to weld properly, so we've got a lot of testing to do. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's Ray from ProShaper Workshop in Charlton, Massachusetts. And please remember to subscribe and give us the likes and hit that little notification bell. You want to be a master of this craft, the number one thing you have to strive for is patience, precision measurement, and persistence. And metal is clay.